You taped a neon sticker to my front door that says, unauthorized exterior alteration, panel glare, conduit color, ridge setback because my rooftop solar went live last week. And now the neighborhood app is acting like I aim mirrors at every bedroom on Maple Court. Let's take a breath. I'm Officer Brooks. I'm here because the HOA logged 4 specifics. You energized the array before the Architectural Review Committee stamped approval. 2 roof runs of metallic conduit are visible from the street and aren't house color. Your top row sits within a foot of the ridge where our guideline calls for 18 inches. And your neighbor posted 2 sunset photos claiming glare through her nursery blinds. I'm not here to shut down clean power or turn roofs into court exhibits. I'm here to keep this calm and walk you through what the rules actually require. Apply for ARC even when local law protects solar. Paint or sleeve visible conduit to match. Maintain setbacks at ridge and edges for fire access. Show a glare plan and meter labeling, and help you file a clean, retroactive packet so the sticker becomes a checklist. Not a fight. Calm would have been a message that says, upload the permit and as-built layout, paint the conduit the trim color, slide the top row to the 18-inch line, and post the rapid shutdown labels by the meter. Not a fluorescent label that made my installer think he built a lighthouse. The label landed because timing and visibility stacked. The energization email hit the power company 3 days before ARC saw the packet. The conduit reads bright on a light stucco wall. The top row kisses the ridge cap on 2 modules. And those 2 photos show a short window of reflection at about 6:34 p.m. last Thursday. None of that bans your array. It says we're going to match the hardware to the house, honor the fire setbacks, and show your neighbors. With pictures and angles, that anti-reflective glass reflects less than windows most of the day. My neighbor is crossing the street, the one who posted the blinds the block post. Please don't turn my driveway into a courtroom. 20 seconds, then we'll measure, mark, and fix what we can today. Please, short update, the solar stays. Today we'll photograph the permit and utility permission to operate, file a retroactive ARC with a stamped site plan, repaint or sleeve the street visible conduit the trim color, add a black edge skirt so the array reads clean, shift the top row down to the 18-inch ridge setback if the racking allows without re-drilling new holes. Verify the 36-inch side path for fire access, add code-required rapid shutdown labels at the service equipment, and provide a simple dust glare check from the neighbor's porch. If anyone catches a mirror flash after we fix it, text me and I'll stand there and re-aim a camera while we compare to a normal window. That sentence would have stopped half the thread. Understood. I hired a licensed installer. They pulled a city permit. The inverter passed inspection. I thought the ARC was optional once the state said HOAs can't block solar. State law usually says HOAs can't unreasonably restrict solar. It does not erase ARC. We're allowed to require reasonable placement, color matching, and setbacks as long as we don't kill production. You still energize after the permit and after the ARC sign-off, unless the utility's permission came first and your installer jumped. We'll clean the paperwork up without shutting you down. Conduit color is real. My stucco is light sand. The conduit is bare aluminum. The installer said paint voids warranty. We don't paint the conductors themselves. We sleeve or paint the exterior EMT where it's visible from the street with a UV-rated enamel that doesn't trap heat. Many manufacturers allow painting the outside of EMT and the outside of rooftop wireway covers. If your contract forbids paint, we can snap a color-matched PVC sleeve over the EMT. The goal is to stop the silver lines from reading like rails on your facade. The ridge setback. The rails fit where the rafters were strongest. Moving the top row 6 inches down means pulling 2 modules. My installer will charge an arm and a half. 2 options. 1. Slide the top rail down to hit 18 inches to the ridge if your standoff spacing still hits rafters within spec. 2. If structure won't allow, add a signed letter from the installer citing truss layout and fire path compliance on the sides and bottom that meet the spirit of the rule. If we can move it today without new holes, we will. If not, we document why and show the fire path on the sides at 36 inches. My neighbor's photos show a bright streak at sunset. I stood in her driveway last night and saw nothing but the sky glowing. Reflections happen at certain angles a few minutes a day, and the panel glass is anti-reflective. Most of the time, it reflects less than a typical window. What we'll do is take 3 dusk photos from her porch, your array, your upstairs windows, and the west-facing SUV windshield. We'll shoot at the same exposure. If the panel is the brightest source, we'll consider a small black screen skirt or a matte eyebrow on that top row that doesn't shade cells. Usually cleaning dust and setting a low tilt edge line with a skirt keeps the eye calm. Our skirt's even legal. The installer said, aesthetic add-on like it's a crime. Skirts are common. They hide the silver frame edge and the roof gap. They don't touch the glass. Think of them like a trim kit. They don't reduce output in a meaningful way if they're not throwing shade on active cells. I'm hearing the code words. Rapid shutdown, labels. Where and how many? At the service disconnect by your meter and at the PV disconnect, you'll mount the standard red labels, photovoltaic system equipped with rapid shutdown, and the diagram if your system uses it. On the roof array junction box, if accessible, the small yellow rapid shutdown switch label goes near the combiner or the inverter if that's your shutoff. It's as much for firefighters as for any of us. The thread also said my inverter hums at night. It's on the garage wall. It hums about as much as a refrigerator at lunch. Inverters sing when they're working. Daytime. At night, most are quiet. We'll stand by it at dusk. If it's above a reasonable hum and telegraphs to the neighbor's bedroom, we'll add vibration pads between the wall and mounting plate and wrap the conduit clamp with a rubber isolator. $2 of rubber kills a thread that lasts a week. My neighbor is here. Stroller, sunset photo, the works. Please give her the fast version so she doesn't brace for laser beams. Short version. We're matching the conduit color to the house, adding a black skirt so the array reads as one panel, shifting the top row down to hit the 18-inch ridge setback if the rafters let us, confirming the 36-inch side path, labeling rapid shutdown, and doing a dusk check from your porch to compare the array's brightness to nearby windows. If a flash still shows in your baby's room after we fix the details, text me and I'll be here at 6:30, with a camera until it's solved. That's all I need, sleep and no mirror at bedtime. Fair. Walk me through the retroactive ARC packet so I stop guessing. Checklist. The city permit and final inspection sticker. The utility permission to operate email. An as-built roof plan showing module count, location, ridge and eave setbacks, and side pathways. A conduit routing photo from the street. A color chip or note for the conduit's leave, your paint and skirt. A letter from the installer covering roof load and rafter attachment to code. The inverter model and a photo of the rapid shutdown label by the meter. And 3 dusk photos from the neighbor's porch. Upload as one PDF. I'll mark in progress, no fines today. I can do all of that, but the top row move. My installer says the rafter spacing at the ridge is weird. 1950s house. Surprise everywhere. If rafters disallow the shift, the letter explains it, and we make the side and bottom fire paths crisp and photograph them with a tape. Most boards accept a solid side path when ridge distance is constrained by structure. Conduit path. One run goes down the front plane because the attic is a maze. Can we camouflage it without tearing stucco? 2 fixes, color match sleeve and a shadow line strategy. We'll run the sleeve tight to the downspout line so the eye reads a single vertical. If feasible, we add a small faux trim batten painted the same, turning 3 lines into one motif. Or, if budget allows later, reroute through the attic. For now, sleeve and paint wins. The neighbor says the modules look like checkerboards. The installer used 2 brands because of supply. Mixed glass reflectance can shimmer. A black skirt, black racking, and a clean wire management tuck hide most of that. We'll add a few more UV-rated clips so nothing droops and the edge is a shadow line, not spaghetti. Rain. The row made a fast waterfall on Tuesday, and my gutter overflowed. Is that a thing? Panels change water paths. If you see a waterfall, add a kick-out flashing or an eave diverter at the bottom edge to steer water into the gutter, and check gutter pitch. We'll photograph the eave and send it to your installer. Often they'll add a diverter free to stop callbacks. Neighbors are worried about roof fires. TikTok has opinions. Facts beat videos. Your system has rapid shutdown. That means flip the service disconnect or the rooftop switch and voltage at the array drops to a safe level for firefighters. We'll post the label and the diagram. Also, your setback and side paths give a firefighter a landing spot if they need it. And no, panels don't ignite roofs by existing. Bad wiring does. Your permit and inspector signed off your wiring. Okay. Show me where the 18 inches live so I can send a photo to the installer. A tape measure unfurls along the shingle line. 18 inches down from the ridge cap gets a chalk tick on 2 trusses. A laser level draws a faint line beneath the top module edge. A black plastic skirt sample leans against the lower rail. A sleeve sample matches the stucco. Top row is 12 to the ridge on these 2 modules, 19 on those. It's a stagger, hence the complaint. Slide the left pair to the chalk line if the rail holes allow. If not, document. I'll lift the skirt. Can we paint today, or is that an ARC wait? ARC approves color in the packet, but painting Conduit a matching tone after photos is standard. We'll still file the picture before a brush hits metal. Sleeve first if you want 0 risk. What about the ground equipment, the combiner box? It's gray. My wall is sand. Same rule. Paint the exterior of the NEMA enclosure with a UV-rated enamel matching the wall, avoiding hinges and labels. No paint on gasket edges. Or order a factory tan cover if the brand makes one. The neighbor points at her nursery window. I just need bedtime to feel like a bedroom. Give her a sentence that ends this. Say, we're matching Conduit to the house, adding a black skirt, confirming fire paths, posting rapid shutdown labels, and we'll send dusk photos from your porch. If any flash hits your window, text me and we'll adjust. I'll post that with before and after pictures. Noise check, then dusk shots. If the inverter sings, we pat it. If the conduit trembles, we isolate it with rubber. A hand slides a rubber washer behind a conduit clamp. The inverter hum drops to refrigerator quiet. A spray card tests the sleeve color against stucco. A roll of painter's tape masks the meter box before a test patch. A label with bold red letters, photovoltaic system equipped with rapid shutdown, clicks under a stainless screw by the disconnect. At dusk, we'll stand on the neighbor's porch and take 3 photos. If the panel is brighter than your window and windshield, I'll be surprised. Anti-reflective glass usually reflects 2 to 4% of light. Clear window glass can throw more. The photo will show reality, not a vibe. If it still pops, then we look at one eyebrow trim on the top rail of the brightest pair, matte, black, not shading cells, and we confirm that the brightness was an angle that happens a few minutes a week. Most neighbors stop caring when the picture shows the panel isn't a spotlight. File the packet now and show me what to upload so the sticker retires. Upload, the permit and PTO email. An as-built layout with ridge and side setbacks labeled 18 inches ridge target, 36 inches side path. Photos of conduit sleeve paint sample against wall. A photo of the black skirt mocked along the bottom edge. A letter from the installer about rafter spacing if the top row can't move. Rapid shutdown label photo at the meter. And 3 dusk photos from the neighbor's porch comparing panel window windshield. Caption, conduit color matched, black skirt added, ridge setback confirmed or documented, side path 36, rapid shutdown labeled, dusk glare checked. I'll mark in progress, no fines immediately. My neighbor asks about snow slide. We don't get much, but the 1 week we do, roofs dump. Edge snow guards above walkways keep slabs from surprise avalanches. If your installer offers them, add 2 at the bottom row above the eave over the front walk. They're small and black. Nobody will notice. Your stroller will. Bird nests under the array? Birds love gaps. A black critter guard mesh clips under the panel edges and keeps starlings from building condos. It also hides wires. If droppings hit a neighbor's car, this guard stops that story. Panel cleaning at dawn with a hose? Neighbor said I woke her. Clean at mid-morning with a soft brush and water if needed. Panels mostly self-clean when it rains. No pressure washer. No 6 a.m. roof tap dancing. Lightning and bonding? Someone posted lightning rod like I invited storms. Your system is bonded to the house ground. Panels don't attract lightning more than any other roof thing. Proper bonding reduces risk. Your permit says the inspector signed the bond and the equipment grounding conductor. We'll include a photo of the bond lug in the packet. Home battery next year, does the ARC care? Yes, because of exterior boxes and venting. When you add a battery, you'll file location by the service equipment, clearances, and finish color. We'll ask for the decibel spec and a pad or wall mount that doesn't telegraph vibration. Insurance letter. Do I need to upload proof? Not required for ARC, but a good idea for your file. Panels add value. Insurers sometimes want to see permit inspection. Optional upload earns fast goodwill. My neighbor wonders if a tree trim would fix her late sun flash. Trimming her trees for solar is her call, and we're not touching them. But often the flash is the sky, not the panel. That's why we do photos matching exposure between panel and window. Picture ends myth. HOA and state law. Speak it plainly so the app stops quoting Cousin Ed from 5 states away. Plain, state law protects your right to go solar. The HOA can require reasonable placement, color, setbacks, and safety labeling that don't reduce production significantly or kill your system. We're using that narrow lane. Hide the silver, keep fire paths, and prove the array isn't a spotlight. That's it, okay? Tools down, camera out. The trim color sleeve snaps onto the conduit and disappears into the downspout line. A matte black skirt clicks under the lower rail and turns 12 rectangles into one shadow. A tape kisses 18 inches from the ridge on the left pair and the rail drops a notch without new holes. The right pair gets a photo and a letter for the board. A red rapid shutdown label glows at the meter. A rubber pad under the inverter hushes a whisper. Wire clips hide a rogue loop. A stroller rolls by, baby unbothered. The neighbor and I stand together on the porch at 6:32. Then 6:34, then 6:36. The array is a dark sheet. The upstairs window throws the only bright rectangle. The SUV windshield blinks once and then goes dull. 3 photos lock the moment. The word lighthouse retires. For anyone watching later, this didn't end with a ban on solar or a demand to tear off a roof. We kept the kilowatts and killed the friction. Retroactive ARC with permit and PTO, conduit color-matched or sleeved, black skirt for a clean edge, 18-inch ridge target with 36-inch side paths, rapid shutdown labels for safety, vibration pads for hum, dusk photos from the neighbor's porch to prove no spotlight, optional critter guard and snow guards for livability, and a simple water path fix if rain runs weird. The meter still spins backward. The bedroom still sleeps. The sticker turns into a checklist that lives in your solar binder. Say it clean for the close. Here it is. Tell me in the comments. What's the fairest HOA playbook for rooftop solar? Color match visible conduit, black skirts, 18 ridge and 36 side paths, rapid shutdown labels, and a quick dusk glare check from the neighbor's porch. Or looser figure-it-out vibes that turn into sunset myth wars. Should boards publish a one-page solar-style guide, conduit, skirts, photos, so installs sail through or handle it case by case? What actually keeps peace on your block?